Domestic abuse hits home, September 29, 2011. It's now 3:46 a.m. It's difficult to type this letter as my hands are still shaking due to the trauma of the events this evening. I just got back from taking my youngest sister, Jessie, to a safe house, mine, in Provincetown, more than 70 miles away from Falmouth, to escape her abusive, physically, verbal, and emotional boyfriend, Jim, of 20 years. She escaped yet again. I rescued her with the help of 2 local policemen after her frantic call for help this evening. Excuse me. I was so shaken by the events that I never got their names. Much thanks to the police officers for their assistance in this matter and 911. She was threatened again, yet again, by him tonight, the eve of her 50th birthday. Most will probably recall that milestone with joy. My dream tonight for her was to not awaken again in the emergency room, the local hospital, with 2 black eyes and another broken nose, especially not on her birthday. Many times on our journey to Provincetown tonight, she asked why I begged her to leave her home with me tonight. She stated that upon her return to her home, if you can imagine anyone going back there, things would be much worse, since I was responsible for the policeman's visit to her home. She also said several times that bad love is better than no love, that she is tough. Why did you want me to get me in trouble? She asked. That she missed me and she loves me, and that everything will be fine when she gets back home. How many times have the attendants at the hospital emergency room documented her bruised and broken body with photographs? Why does she never press legal charges against him? Why does she go back to him in the end? How many times has her abuser told my family members that if we ever call his phone number again, that we'd find our sister or daughter dead? How many times do we find her very infrequent phone calls cut short abruptly when she must hang up as he has just returned home and is coming inside, lest he know that she called us on his phone? She has been forbidden from calling her family members for years. Why should one have to endure being called a piece of shit, a cunt, etc. on a regular basis? Are these nurturing and loving messages? How many of my patients over the years have asked me, year after year, is she still with him? Or they've said, I can't believe she'd stay with him, with the locally and commonly known abuse that she's suffered at his hand. She has found the courage a number of times in the past 20 years to leave him. Sometimes she's gotten as far as another location in Falmouth. 1 or 2 times a dear friend Shirley managed to get her into a woman's shelter in another part of the state after the medical treatments at the emergency room. And on a number of occasions, she's even made her way to a faraway state where family members welcomed her into their home and offered her the opportunity for a new life. In her efforts to escape abuse, usually with only the clothes which she wore that day and what little cash she may have had in her pocket at the time, she has left behind treasured possessions, pets, and of course, self-esteem. At least I know she will not spend today, her 50th birthday, physically beaten up as she has suffered so many times before. Perhaps I should consider this an abuse vacation. I pray that she never returns to our hometown, Falmouth, Massachusetts. But I'm only fooling myself. She always goes back to him. It's a sickness, an addiction, like alcoholism or drugs. Someday she'll be found dead, and not from natural causes. This I know. Tomorrow, I will file a no trespassing order with the local police departments. Apparently, only a relative or spouse can get a restraining order. If she opts to leave him, the police will provide safe passage into their home to retrieve her possessions. Isn't that a nice consolation? That one might have the need of such protection in their own home. Does it make sense? Nothing in this issue is related to sensibility, intellect, or logic. I often think of my sister sequestered away from friends and family. Sometimes I think, after not hearing from her for a year, sometimes 3 years, sometimes 4 months, that I will read about her in the local newspaper, that her body was found in a remote location like a cranberry bog, or deep in the forest. God. It's hard to believe that one individual would purposefully inflict harm on another, particularly with someone whom they supposedly care about. But apparently it happens, sadly, again and again. When will it end? When will the victims see the light and leave their abusers? You're too good for this.